Welcome, everybody. My name is Philip Campbell. I'm the editor-in-chief of the research publishing company, Springer Nature. It's a great pleasure to be here to talk about a really important topic, which is, in the title, it says Bridging Science with Society. I'm going to generalize it slightly and say bridging research with society. Because in English we have the limitation that the word science specifically means the natural sciences and doesn't necessarily include other equally important branches of knowledge, such as the social sciences, the humanities, engineering, and so on. So those are all there for discussion, but the primary focus of this is indeed the natural sciences and the clinical sciences and so on. So I'm going to come back to the other two panel members who I haven't asked about this in a minute, but this is your chance. If any of you want to make a comment, put your hands up. Somebody has a mic already. There you go.
Okay, hello. Thank you for the wonderful discussion, first of all. I'm a researcher myself, so I understand the value that digitalization has in terms of access to data, to push forward the research, and of course in public health to better and to optimize, etc. But in an age where I personally feel like my data is all over the place and a lot of companies have access to this data, my question in the public health sector is, where do we actually draw the line and who gets to make that decision?
Okay, that's a key question. I think there's another one done. Okay, there are two more here, and I'll take these two, if we may please, and then we'll get to some panel answers. Just behind you.
Mein Name ist Alec.
My name is Alec Gagneux. I was born here in Switzerland, a developing country, and we've had all sorts of forum discussions about clean water, plastic waste. We've talked about the fact that that biodiversity is declining, flora and fauna species are dying out, 150 species every year disappear. And now we're talking about vaccination or immunization programs, and we've been told that there are countries in which a child won't be accepted at school if it's not vaccinated. What sort of democratic decision-making process is that? Okay, you say you can discuss this as long as you like, but it amounts to vaccinating your child with heavy metals, and no one here on the panel has spoken out against the poisoning of all these children. Should we not, as civil society, stand up and say, how come we don't get to choose freely ourselves whether we want to vaccinate our children or not? How come all we have on the panel here are people who are in favor of immunization, who think it's a good thing that people should be forced to vaccinate their children? Wait, I haven't finished yet, and I've taken up far less time than the panelists. I would really like to urge all of you here to be more critical. The World Economic Forum here talks about nature, natural topics. This is the open forum, but in the closed forum where we don't have access, that's where they're talking about where they're going to organize the next war in Iran, for example. That's not a joke. The Pentagon has got 27,000 PR managers who are there to sell us war. We've got to wake up now. We've got to wake up and come to terms with the fact that this is a propaganda exercise, simply so that Davos can hold on to the forum as long as possible. I think that in an open forum, it should be possible also to hear a critical voice. Thank you very much for your understanding.
So a key point that came in that was a particular assertion about metal poisoning in vaccinations. There has been discussion about that. I do want to respond to that I would like somebody, if they can, to respond to how that risk is being assessed. But there was one other person who had a comment. Yeah.